Mr. Vasilis, who is a Business Development Director at Green Properties and now LUX&EASY Residences, the leading residential real estate development company in Greece. Vasilis, the stage is yours.
Great. Thank you very much, Paulina, for this kind introduction. Thank you all very much for attending this Bosco Conference. It's a pleasure being again as a conference and sponsor of the event. And I'll be delighted to present to you the opportunities that arise not too far from Cyprus, but in Greece, which are fellow country in Europe. And investment opportunities that arise through our portfolio right now through our LUX&EASY residences. And obviously the Golden Visa investment, which is the hottest program right now in CRBI programs in Europe. So with that, I will share my screen just for everyone to be able to see my presentation. So the headline is Greek Golden Visa, which is the minimum investment right now for residency, for permanent residency in Europe. And as we're going to see further on in the presentation, this is direct real estate investment, which is one of the biggest advantages. Also, the developer brand that I'm representing today is LUX&EASY Residences, and as Paulina said, is our new international brand for that basically the next step after also Green Properties. And just as an introduction note for people that already know me and know us in Greece, we decided on this rebranding due to the also big strategic partnership and branding partnership that we achieved last year with Hilton, and due to our alliance and strategic alliance and strategic plans to go international with our portfolio and opportunities, we thought that this is a very nice timing, a very nice opportunity to provide basically the portfolio that co-aligns with the philosophy that we're bringing through both the LUX&EASY residence and the Hilton brand. So with that, I'll go forward and start the presentation. So the Golden Visa, essentially, it's your gateway to European residency. And here, actually, we're combining two very important terms in this slide, the European residency, but also the fact that you're making an investment. It's not just throwing some money into Europe, but it's or just a company, just a seller in Greece. But at the same time, it's something that it's a very nice and strong appreciating asset, appreciating investment, and at the same time, it gives you a very strong bonus of the Golden Visa in Greece. So I'm going to go through the advantages later on in the presentation, so please bear with me. So this is some statistics and demographics of our country. As you probably know, our capital is Athens, and this is where most of the investment opportunities that we're going to talk to later on exist. I'd like our audience to pinpoint some very key information at this instance. The fact that on the upper right corner, you will see the 0.1% property tax, which is actually the lowest in Europe. This is just for clarification. This is not a fixed number, but it's the average that was calculated by the National Statistical Organization last year in 2024. But so this is a very notable aspect, especially people that are looking for investment in our country. So population is around 11 million. And we have one of the biggest coastal lines of over 15,000 kilometers, which definitely includes a lot of, as you might figure out, a lot of coastal destinations and islands. And specifically, we are listing the specific numbers on the bottom side of the screen. So essentially, 227 inhabited islands, 227 options. To be frank, many people say that you would need 2 lifetimes to visit all the destinations, the beautiful destinations in our country. As you see, also we have 250 days of sunshine in average every year, so you would say that it's a very beautiful and summery climate, and it's also very easy to commute around our country since we're having 21 airports nationwide. So the Greek Golden Visa program. I think I've passed the slide. No. So the Greek Golden Visa program, it's a residency by investment program to be specific, and as we mentioned before, has the lowest cost in Europe as we speak, at 250,000 euros minimum. So again, in terms of like the Greek part, we're ranging some of the opportunities here and why investing in our country. Which is a very, very important aspect. The fact that it's a global connection, it's a country with a global connection and a crossroad of cultures. This means that essentially the location, it's a very strategic location by being a crossroad of 3 continents, the Asian, the African, and the European continent. So also from a commercial point of view, from an investment point of view, it's a very, very strong point and attracts both the Western and Eastern civilizations because of that. Also, a very important aspect here is the fact that we're providing healthcare to all the residents. So healthcare is very accessible in all the locations, and education. And specifically for Golden Visa investors, you have free healthcare and education options for all people. So this is a key highlight that I want people to note here, that also that our country is very hospitable, and they want to provide all the options, not just in paper by signing a contract and giving you the Golden Visa, but also practically help you while and if you choose to reside in our country. Also, it's a top tourist destination. We had a highlight year last year in tourism, and frankly, this is a very important aspect for the type of investments for in real estate that can arise, and the type of yields that you can appreciate, you can project to your investment. And last but not least, for people that have already visited our country, we are very renowned for the lifestyle, the gastronomy in our country. Some people say that Greeks like to sort of enjoy the life too much. So definitely I think that there are definitely a lot of opportunities for entertainment and a lot of cultural also opportunities to explore throughout all the destinations of our country. So getting back to the investment opportunity of our Greek Golden Visa, here we have some very important advantages, which are not a few, I would say. What you're seeing here is the fact that you're making a real estate investment. So this is very important. And this real estate investment provides you the following advantages. It provides you the free movement among all the second states. Now we have already 2 more in the past year, and probably a couple of more in this year. So right now, I think we're around 40, 41 countries that you can freely move. But also, it's very important to note here the fact that since you become a European resident, also you have easier access to other countries that are outside the Schengen zone also, not only Europe, but internationally. So I think it's a very important step that you have that sort of card that provides you also a status of the European status. So a second huge advantage is the fact that you have no minimum stay in Greece. There's no requirement to stay in order to keep the residency. And this is definitely a very important differentiating factor for our program. So this is the second. The third advantage is also that you have the opportunity to rent out your investment, rent out the property, and this is where the investment part comes in, because you're not just buying a property and that sits empty, but you're able to actually utilize it and have tenants in it. The application process is also very, very strong, very fast in Greece, and it runs very smoothly. Last year was only 2 months, the average time. Now it has increased a bit due to the high demand that has existed in the past 6 months. But still, it doesn't exceed the 4 months maximum. Also, we, as a very well-connected player in the market, we are able to advise in which application centers to go to in order to fast track your application. So we can definitely help you in terms of that. Also, it's a first step towards a potential citizenship for people that are looking to create a more permanent status and for them and their family in Europe. Citizenship can be obtained after 7 years, but of course, there is a minimum stay requirement every year for the citizenship. The golden visa is given to the investors for 5 years, but it is being renewed interminably for every 5 years. So as long as you hold the ownership of the property, you are able to renew the residency every 5 years without any sort of cutoff or without any deadline. So the only requirement is to keep the hold and hold the ownership of the property. So also through the citizenship path, you have an eventual prospective access of 191 countries. Actually, based on data that we and statistics that we were issued the past year, the Greek passport is in the top 5 in the world. So definitely, it's a very, very important step, the residency, for someone that wants to have more options for Europe. Last but not least, through the Greek Golden Visa program, we are able to provide full family residency, which is definitely a very, very important factor that not only the main applicant can appreciate the perks of the card of the program, but the whole family. And to be more specific, the children. Here we say under up to 21, but actually it's up to 24 if they're dependent. Also, the parents can be included in the application, and the parents-in-law of the main applicant. So all basically the extended family can all be benefited through the program. As an investment, we say though that there are many also huge advantages. You have the lowest applicant fees for creating the application. So this is very important because there's always, besides the main investment amount that every CRBI program advertises, there's always hidden costs. And I think we'll be very frank with you that ours is very low, in the range of 7 to 8%. So this is very important. Also, the fact that you have investment exit option anytime you want. Day 2, like you can also exit your investment, and at the same time be able to secure your golden visa by refinancing another eligible property through your investment. So what I advise my client personally is that basically you are, after a few years, when you think the timing is right for the market to sell, you can do that and also secure your golden visa by refinancing through the profit you made, to the upside potential you've made into a new eligible property. So you can basically appreciate both advantages, the investment advantages and the golden visa advantage. Last but not least, you're investing in a country which has the highest GDP growth right now in Europe, and you're investing in a real estate market, especially in the capital, which is in the three most affordable cities in Europe. So also as a real estate trend, as a real estate market timing is a very unique actually, because you're entering the market in definitely a highly growing timing, but at the same time far before the highs of the 2008 and far below the median, let's say, prices of most European countries at the moment. So LUX&EASY Residencies, this is our brand. LUX&EASY Residencies is a developer, but we also have, as you can see, a lot of sort of section, a lot of activity into other areas like apart hotels, suites, rentals. We're able to also manage your investment. I'm going to go through that later on. And of course, our quite big highlight of the last year was the fact of launching the Hilton Garden in Athens, the first Hilton, the single Hilton actually that operates right now in the country, and we're very proud to represent that through the ownership of the assets that we hold. So again, it's a leading design development company. We're a leader. We have knowledge in both space of construction, management, and hospitality as we speak. Some statistics, just to give numbers for the audience. We have at the moment over 120 projects which are either under development or licensing stage. Over 62,000 square meters of net buildable development. 480 apartments, which basically equates to 480 apartments, and the future development comes at the 110,000 square meters. Also, we have a very strong team of 278 people as we speak, ranging from all expertise, engineers, interior designers, architects, property managers, lawyers, notary people. Even we have a brand that actually creates and produces the frame installment that we have in our apartments, in our properties, like this here, the minimal frames. How am I going with time, Paulina? Am I good? Perfect.
Yes,
so
it's good.
Thank you. So yes, exactly, the team, a lot of people in-house. We're very proud to control the whole process of production in-house, this is the way we ensure quality in our developments. And we have a fully integrated and vertically aligned development team. So the way we build, the identity we build is basically as our property, I think, portraying is the green identity, sustainably built, minimal homes with smart characteristics and very competitive prices. This is our motto. This is what we built, and all of our properties are of A+ energy efficiency, which is the highest standard in Europe. And in general, we have like the characteristics, like for example, minimal frames with some minimal frames, heat pump. We install solar panels. We install photovoltaic panels. like smart home system, LED technology. So all these are part of the way and the equipment that all our properties have. So we have a very strong track record, as the slide is saying. We have very also huge growth in the past few years. In 80 years, we grew from 5 projects now, having over 120 projects nationwide. We have a wide portfolio of assets in multiple cities, from the capital to Crete, to Thessaloniki, to Peloponnese, to Sunian Islands. So multiple options, variety, and strong in-house team to support you. These are very, very important also certifications. The fact that we are the only developer with a AA credit rate by CAPCRIF, which is an organization that gives credit rates in Europe in private companies. And we have secured this. Imagine for the finance people in the audience, imagine that the banks in Greece have BB plus credit rate. So basically, to put it frankly, it's safer to put your money in our company than in banks. Also, for 2 consecutive years, we've been awarded as one of the top 10 companies with a positive impact in the Greek economy. So we're very proud of that. And we also almost publicly offered, although private company, almost publicly offered by PwC every year. So we're also able to provide you anytime for investors audits of our company. So for people that have been waiting to see actually projects and actually the properties and what we are delivering in the market as we speak, this is the time. Starting from the opportunities that are in the minimum threshold, I'm proud to announce you that we have at the moment 4 projects in Athens. These are these 2 properties that you're seeing in your screens at the moment are in is the Cosmos Residence and Terra Nova Residence. These are actually 2 newly built projects. Just for people to get a bit of context, we are at the moment the only eligible properties for 250 are the ones that are converted from commercial to residential. This is very difficult for most players, actually impossible to find opportunities that are in the quality and the specs that I described before in terms of new homes and green homes. Actually, we have been very strategic in our decisions to hold 2 commercial plots in a portfolio, and as a result, provide a product that meets the best of the requirements, the best of standards, and at the same time be eligible for the minimum threshold for the Golden Visa. So these 2 are very strong projects. And I'm going to go into more detail later on about this. The other 2, it's also 2 projects that are also in part of Athens, in Piraeus region, near the port, and the other one in the heart of the city, the Metropolis Residence in the heart of the city, in the historical center that most people know. So this is the Marco Polo Residence, Terra Nova Residence.
Vassilis, sorry for interruption. We have 2 minutes, if that's fine.
Perfect. I'm going fast track. The Marco Polo Residence is near the airport. It's 7 minutes from the Aegean Sea that most people know that most of our islands, and very nice location. So this is very quickly, I'm going to show you some of the interiors. So this is a very nice opportunity for someone that wants to be outside the main metropolitan city, but still 40 minutes from the center. So combine both worlds. Okay, these are very nice marina near the area that we're discussing. So Cosmos Residence is near Piraeus, is near the biggest port of Europe right now, commercial and tourism port. This is where the people go to move to the Greek islands. So definitely, I think many of you have hopefully visited this area. Very central location, 15 minutes from the center. Um, very close to the islands, 10 kilometers, and close to the commercial center. The Metropolis Residence is a very also unique project. It's a hotel being run as LUX&EASY. So this is also a very nice investment, purely investment project, 10 years rental guarantee. We're guaranteeing for all our projects 4% net, which is a very also strong advantage for all the Golden Visa projects that we have. And this, of course, is in the heart of the city, the historical center near the Acropolis. And last but not least, this is the Netuno residence, which is a renovated property. This is being delivered in 5 months from now. So this is a project that's up and coming. We have availability of 4 units only in this at the moment property. And also it's in Piraeus near the port, 5 minutes walking distance from metro and from the port. So this is actually to end the presentation. We have opportunities also in 400 and 800K regions, but because the time has run out, please feel free to contact me, consult me, or ask questions later on, and I'll be very glad to answer all the opportunities that we can present and provide you for you and your family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vasilis. And we have quite a few questions for you. I think maybe you can answer one of them at the moment and maybe some of them in text in the section of Q&A questions. And so one of the question is for Greek Golden Visa holders, what are tax obligations and tax declarations requirements in Greece?
So as a Golden Visa investor, you're basically entitled to pay tax for whatever is regarded to in terms of your investment, so the property investment. So this is specifically, to be exact, property tax and income tax. As I said before, it's 0.1% on average, the property tax, and the income tax can start from 9-10% level. So fairly low, let's say fairly low. So this would be your obligations unless you have other business activities or you have, let's say, other assets in your portfolio that are not known right now. But for someone that just wants to make one investment and is just starting to invest in Greece, that's pretty much it, the obligations.
Okay, and we have one question in Russian. Maybe I can translate it to you. So, what is the current practice for issuing golden visas to applicants from Russia?
What are the prerequisites?
The practice for issuing the Greek golden visas for applicants with Russian passports.
Yes, I mean, this is a very good question. As people know in the audience, there's still like a European market ban for people holding a Russian passport. But I think I'm not in the position to sort of advise in routes, but there are routes through other passports that potentially can make this possible, these investments. I don't want to go into more detail, but definitely like publicly, but definitely we can definitely either they can ask your advisors from Bosco or we can have a private chat to see each case individually and find solutions.